Hey everyone, David Sod here from Skyjems.ca. Thank you all so much for joining me. I have something spectacular on the turntable for you. This is something that we've never done before. It is a collaboration with Mr. Matt Crookshank, artist extraordinaire, infamous or famous, depending whom you ask. He designed, and I know I'm going to have clients out there who are intensely passionate about gems, that when I tell you that this is a 90 carat, flawless, under 10 times magnification, perfect color aquamarine that was sitting in my safe for quite some time, a couple of years. And I didn't even show it to anybody because I didn't want to sell it loose. I knew there was something waiting for it. I had a couple of ideas for designs, but honestly, for the most part, they were kind of boring. And finally, when the time came to bring this incredible gem quality, museum quality aquamarine out of hiding and work with Mr. Matt Crookshank on it.
It was exciting, so I jumped on the chance to see how my work would translate into jewelry. And we started with the ring. And David got really excited when he saw the ring. He's like, "This is great! This is great!" And the ring came quite easily. It was pretty punchy. We hit it like pretty much right away. So I had a lot of confidence. And then he presented me out of the blue with this stone. And that stone, he was like, "This is this 90 carat museum." And I'm like, "What is this? What is this stone?" And had it couriered over to my studio. And I'm looking at it, and it's unbelievable. It feels like some Goonies level gemstone fell out of the marble bag into my hand. And I'm looking at it thinking, how am I going to make this work? Like, this is such a beautiful piece. And my work is, a lot about gesture and sketchy quality. And it's a little subversive. And so it took a little bit of back and forth. We worked through a few designs to come up with this one. And I really wanted to feature the refractive quality of the stone. So in my own work, I use a lot of refraction and light play on my drawings. You can see that on my Instagram. And so this stone presented an opportunity to do the same thing. And so I wanted to wrap. So when we wrapped it with the scribble on the back and the front, you can see the gold refracting through the stone, which really features what the stone does. Because to me, a stone like that, it's not just about the stone, it's about putting the stone somewhere so all the features of the stone are shown off. And I didn't want to, overdo it. So I wanted something that had, a lot of open space in it to allow the stone to breathe. And then also something that contrasted with the perfection of the stone. So the imperfect scribble and the sort of casual nature of the mark splashing over the stone. It's that kind of moment where almost like when you find a perfect gem in the wild, and it's always around this crusty kind of broken stone and there's some beautiful gem sitting in it. I wanted to have that kind of feeling.
Problem with designing a piece with this gem is the gem is so spectacular that we could just put it on the most basic setting and it is going to be amazing.
The stone itself was intimidating. It's so beautiful. It was an intimidating stone. The size of it, the quality of it. David's, telling me, how valuable it is. So that was intimidating, and I didn't want to overwhelm the stone or, insult it almost. Like I felt like, I could really insult the integrity of this rock. And so at first I presented a few designs that were a little more cautious and didn't overlap the stone and just sort of came down and sort of featured it, but in a different way. And David was like, go farther. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go farther. And eventually at one point he just said, go over the top. I'm like, okay, that's what I wanted to hear from you. Because that's what I've been wanting to do, is go over the top of the stone and hold it with this gold scribble.
So we've talked a lot about the aquamarine, and it is obviously the star of the show, but I want to talk a little bit about the emerald ring. Set this up in 18 karat yellow gold. It's a heavy feeling piece. These emeralds are actually some old stock of mine. This is all Colombian stones that, again, been sitting in my safe. These for much longer. And had a few stones recut, and said to Matt, okay, so here's some perfection. You add your flair to it.
So it was really exciting. You know, I love emeralds. The green is so beautiful. I use a lot of green in my painting. And I keep looking down because it's right here in front of me and I can't keep my eyes off it. It's another camera. But yeah, when David showed me all the emeralds and said, do you want to work with emeralds? I was like, absolutely. I want to work with emeralds and I'll work with sapphires and all of it. But emeralds, it was really exciting. So try to do this sort of gesture around the finger, almost like you scribbled on your finger, and then have a splash of emeralds in a nice symmetrical row. Like each emerald is cut exactly the same. And again, you get this nice contrast between the relaxed nature of the mark and the formal nature of the emeralds, which creates a really nice tension and a play between the two, I think.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And there is going to be, this is only the first iteration of this ring. There is going to be at least one more, probably, I actually want to make at least one for myself. So there's going to be two more, but one is not going to be for sale because I just absolutely love it. And yes, there's going to be at least two more made of this. I want to make one with, we were talking about with diamonds that we're going to make, and you know, we'll see what else. Should have some surprises for you. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Matt. I'm over the moon. Really, I'm over the moon excited about this. This is one of those things that, you know, I've been doing this for 22 years and I'm finally starting to do a lot of the things that I always dreamed of doing. And, you know, one of the things that I've always dreamed of doing was, you know, going into the vault and saying, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to use, and go into the vault and pull out stones and say, these are the stones that I've been saving to make incredible jewelry. And thank you to all my customers. You've been amazing over the years. And, you know, I hope to see you all and be working with you all for another 50 plus years. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. And don't forget to tell your friends about Skyjems.ca.